Dr. Carter's words ring true. Anybody can be anything in this country with a little hard work. And don't let anybody tell you that you aren't good enough to do whatever you put your mind to. So I want to thank Dr. Verrett, President Verrett, for that kind introduction and for inviting me to serve as a commencement speaker. It's an honor to be with you today. Good afternoon to our brightest stars, the class of 2023. This is like being asked to speak last before the food is served. So I promise you I will be succinct. But this is a special day for me. This is the most fun I've had in 2 weeks. If you haven't read, we're having a few budget problems in Washington. And the president gave me a 2-hour break. And it was to come be here with you, and I'm not kidding about that. And your spirit helps me go do what I do. So this is just as important for me today as it is for you, so thank you. To all the faculty, family, friends, loved ones, most importantly, the young people going into the world in front of me, the graduates, congratulations today. I also want to thank the interim provost, Dr. Jaguette, who's doing a great job today, the President's Administrative Cabinet, the Board of Trustees, Chairman Justin Augustine, and the board members. Thank you for letting me be a part of such a wonderful occasion. The morning of my graduation, I won't mention the year, it was not too far from here in Metairie. I backed my grandmother's brand new car into a telephone pole. So I hope your day is going better than mine was that year. Now that was down the road at Loyola, and if you were to read my bio, you might think I have a connection to every school in South Louisiana but Xavier. I have a bachelor's from Loyola, a master's from Tulane. Even the universities I did not attend, my family did. My 94-year-old grandmother is a proud graduate of Southern University of Baton Rouge. And my mom is an LSU grad. But I actually have a deep connection to Xavier. I took summer classes here once. Because there was no way I was gonna leave my boyfriend, who is a pharmacy student here at Xavier, alone here for the summer. And I convinced my mother somehow to let me do that. But it was one of the best summers of my life. Now, the parents in the audience may have forgotten the draw of young love, but I promise you the graduates have not. And look, it was one of the best summers of my life because school isn't just about classes. It's not what you learn in the NCF building or Xavier South. It's not just about that. Although for the future doctors, ignore that statement if I'm ever in your ER. And by the way, a Xavier graduate delivered my daughter. College is about more than what you do in the classroom. Like Troy, I partied a little hard, but I took a lot out of that. I got through undergrad before I took some things seriously, but I learned a lot. College is about how you adjust it or not to your freshman roommate who you thought might lead you to a life of crime. How you recovered from that first real heartbreak. It hurts bad. Remember the Xavier boyfriend I told you about. How you dealt with that one classmate who was unfortunately assigned to your group project. Get ready for that in life. How you hold your head high even when the sorority or fraternity maybe didn't work out. And hide my sorors of Alpha, Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated. And that's without the extra challenges you faced. Life was already hard for college students. But what you have gone through, I'm not sure I would have been able to recover from. This class has had to be resilient because, let's be honest, you have gone through it. From the evacuation, Hurricane Ida, I know a little about getting out of this city, having attended a college here, to the heinous bomb threats that were here and across other HBCUs in this country. Shows us we have a lot more work to do. To the pandemic that severely disrupted your time here. I cannot imagine if someone told me I had to go back to my mother's house and do college when I thought I was free. I didn't want to go home for winter break. But perhaps without even realizing it, you got to jump on where I came out of college. You've already built up the ability to bounce back, to be strong even as everything around you collapsed, to keep pushing yourself even when life is not going as planned. It's in these moments when life gives you an important test. Can you stay true to yourself in the toughest times? And are you willing to make the tough decision of delivering hard truths when you need to? These two important tests have taught me the skills that have served me well in my life, in my career. Just like Dr. Carter said, you look at people who reach these jobs and you say she must have had a perfect plan and a career path. Everything must have gone her way. Throw that out the book. Let me tell you, I'm no different than you, and I started exactly where you are. And many times I've been told I cannot do things, and I've certainly been told things I don't want to hear. When I was your age, it was time to graduate. I love psychology. It's a great degree for Washington, D.C. But when I went to the mall and the young lady told me she had a psychology degree from Loyola and she was working at Banana Republic, I knew I needed a backup plan. So I decided to go to graduate school. Interviewed at Tulane. It was terrible. I could have told myself no after the interview. But somebody took a chance on me. Somebody said, I remember talking to her before this, just in an informational way, and she was great. I was nervous. And that person spoke up for me and gave me another shot. Again, none of us get here alone. Fast forward 2 years, with degree in hand, a little swagger in my step, I moved to DC, and I started working in government in a little program called the Presidential Management Fellows Program. They placed me at the National Institutes of Health, which I know some of you will become renowned scientists in. And my first boss said, you'd be great in budget. Budget? I don't know about it. Everyone goes to DC to do policy. I didn't know what budget was, federal budget. What the hell is that? I'm sorry, Father. It's DC people who curse at a Catholic institution, and I'm sorry. But when I took the advice, tried it out, I started to notice something. Whenever the budget people from Capitol Hill called, everyone dropped what they were doing. So I thought, I could be a part of something like that. Who wouldn't want to be the person everyone wants to talk to and is a little scared of? And then I was fortunate to get a chance to go on a temporary detail to that Capitol Hill Budget Committee, and I fell in love. After my fifth 5 in the morning, working all through the night until the metro station opened the next morning, I knew I had found home. And I hope all of you are lucky enough to work somewhere where you feel excited about it. After my temporary job, here's the problem. I had to go back to NIH. Lovely place, it just wasn't the perfect fit. I cried in the bathroom on Capitol Hill, heaved, because I had to go back. But I picked myself back up. I bothered everybody I used to work with to make sure they didn't forget my name. Hire me, please, when you have a job. One opening, please. And over 15 years later, it kind of worked out for me. I got a job on that committee. I became the top staff person on that committee, and that led to where I am now, to be the first Black woman to be the budget director at the White House. Now, I am proud to serve this president by ensuring this administration does what we said we were going to do, investing in the American people, advancing equity, supporting HBCUs like Xavier University, and rising talent like yourselves. But that's the fun part of what I do. A job like mine comes with a lot of not fun parts. 95% of my job is telling people things they don't want to hear. And honestly, I found it's harder than hearing hard things said to myself. On a daily basis, I tell important people things they don't want to hear. No, you can't have that funding. No, that regulation won't work. No, you can't have that in the budget. And sometimes cabinet secretaries show up to my door with donuts. That does not work. But to effectively deliver for the president and for you, because we all work for you, it's important that sometimes I do tell these very important people no. I learned that you gotta trust your gut, serve as your own best counsel, and stand strong, because the rooms you're in will be better for it. If you don't say it, who will? Speaking truth to power, it's hard, but it will force the change in the world that we all claim we want to see. It's this type of courage that will get you far in life. And let me tell you something, you already have it in you. These people sitting around the room, the parents, the grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, they've already poured that into you. The question is, will you let it out? I know I have it in me because of my mother, Lois Smith, and my grandmother, Mary Lee Wilson, both still living in South Louisiana. And one person whose example I try to follow is one of Congressman Carter's colleagues. So I want you to go tell Barbara Lee I said something nice about her. She was the only member of Congress who voted against the Iraq War. The only one out of 535 members. In a room with some of the most powerful people in the world, she spoke up for what she thought was right. She trusted her gut and stood in her conviction. I don't know if I would have had the courage to do that. You don't have to agree with the position, but when have you been the one person in the room and you go, should I say it? I'll just shut up. Don't shut up. You might have the key to unlock something. So as you're going out in the world, I hope you all hold on to the strength and lessons you've already gathered from your time here in class. And remember, I said it's not about what you learned in class necessarily. I hear it's also what you learn at the Shamrock. Is that where we all go hang out? When I was here, it was the House of Blues, but I hear it's the Shamrock now. All the hard conversations, all the times you've been knocked down, all the times you've gotten back up. And as you move forward, you're going to have to trust yourself enough to tell others no, or tell them the truth they don't want to hear. People may not be grateful in the moment, but we're all better for it in the end. Each of you has unique gifts to offer the world, but we won't know it if you don't say something. And give yourself grace when you're told no. You all are going to do extraordinary things, things you might not know you could do until someone tells you no. The beauty in this life is about being bumped to a different thing, like budget. What is that? And then getting to be the budget director for the whole United States government. So I want to applaud the graduates today for your hard work and all you've accomplished to reach this. And one last shout out to the parents, the families, friends. Those people put you on their shoulders, put you on their backs, carried you, helped you get here. I know I can't wait until my daughter Charlie graduates from college, and she better remember all that I have done. She'll thank me later. Who knows? Maybe she'll be the one in my family that adds Xavier to the list of prestigious Louisiana colleges my family has graduated from. I would be so proud. So take this moment in, celebrate it, go forth in the world, and congratulations. But one final piece of advice, do not back your grandmother's car into a telephone pole today, and you'll be doing better than me. Thank you so much.